What's up, guys? It's Wolfgang back with another Dwarffish review, and today we're gonna check out the Comic-Con exclusive Jada Toys Street Fighter 2 Ultra Final Challengers and Bison. Let's get into it. And before getting started, I want to shout out my guy Wes. He hooked me up with this figure. It is a Comic-Con exclusive, although he happened to find it in the wild, but he lives in another country. He hooked me up with it, so here we are with it, getting to review it today. So now moving forward, let's start what we always do with the box and then accessories. All right, and for the box, he's got a few different parts. The slipcover starts with him on the front. It is, again, a slipcover, and then his place that you fight him on the back. The next layer is the box that contains him. A nice open view. You get Bison on the side. Looks great. You get nothing on the bottom. Same Bison on this side. On the back, a toy look at the line. Nothing on the top. And last but not least, the insert. And it's pretty cool. It's his backdrop. So yeah, great job. Looks good. Probably will picture good. Yeah, that's all there is to the boxes. Now let's get into the accessories. All right, and for accessories, he comes with 3 sets of hands, 2 different shoulder pad sets, 6 heads, and a couple of effect parts and stands. 2 of the heads, though, I should warn you, are for the standard release Bison. So we're going to start with the hands. Obviously, the hands that are on him come on him in package, the same as the head that's on him currently, and the shoulder pads, which has the wired cape. Very well done. But you also get these gripping hands. And they're well enough done. You get these gesturing thumbs up hands. They look pretty good. For shoulder pads, you get, just like the other M Bison has replacement pads for no cape, you get the shoulder pads, and they are very well done, nice and shiny, kind of metallic looking, and they have the left and right symbols underneath so that you know where they go. For heads, obviously, again, you've got the one that's on him in package, as well as this big grinning head. Looks amazing. This scowling head looks great. This smirking head. And then you get 2 of the same kind of head, but for the other body or the standard release. So you get the grinning head here. And you get the smirking head, which obviously the other figure doesn't come with. He also comes with this blue fist flame. Fits right over either fist hand perfectly. Now for other accessories, you're going to get these parts right here that form together, the back and the front, which slip over him very easy to get his spinning move, his spinning attack. I don't remember the name of it, but his spinning attack where he jumps across the screen. Yeah, that move. With that, you also get a base stand to put him on, to get him to hold the position. You get another base stand right here, and the stands are kind of interchangeable. You can change that top off for either stand, but the point of the peg on this one is to hold this awesome effect right here. Right from the game, all the way around, he pegs right there. No articulation, but he looks great. Yeah, fantastic job. And that is all of the accessories for this figure. And I think they nailed it. The accessories are fantastic. I even like that they have heads for some of the other bodies. Great job. No complaints. And nothing extra I would want. Now let's move into aesthetics. All right, and for aesthetics, this figure I think is stunning. You've got the orange plates all around him, the brown boots, the brown belt, the gold laced over top with the buckle. You've got the brown headband, And you've got the gold plate on the head as well as the buttons. He looks great. Good shading, good texturing. Now, of course, obviously, this is from the same mold as the last release and the BBTS release, so nothing new here. But I will say, just like the other one, they accomplished the goal. He looks great. This cape is awesome. Good material, nicely wired. It's a double layer, so it's not too thin. Holds good. I like, just like in the last one, and just like all of them, they've got this as a floating piece so you can move it around. So that way you can get this in positions as needed, where you can crunch this up and still get the arms up so that you don't lose that positioning. So yeah, good job on the paint overall. On the texturing, it's nice and clean as the other releases have been. I haven't really had any paint issues on any of these that I can recall. So still, great job. Nice split there. And thirds in the back instead of doing it on the side. So it kind of hides it where you can get those splits in your front and back, but you don't sacrifice the look. And that's really good. Showing you the head again. Great shading on him. The paint, very clean. There we go. Very, very clean. No real bleed. Very, very well done. Super happy with that. And it's the same across all of the heads. They did a great job painting all of them. So this one, look at the shading in that. The expression, great sculpt. The gold on the hat. The smiles, let's see here, are the grinning heads. Great job and good consistency as it should be. It's from the same batch. See the texture in the hat. It shows up a little easier on the red, but the whole body is textured that way. Obviously, the smirk here and here. They're not my favorite faces. In fact, actually, the smirk faces are probably my least favorite. He looks neither imposing or crazy. He looks kind of just meh, okay, with those heads. But this head and the grinning heads in specific, man, they're so good. Very happy with those. I love the translucency of the plastic throughout on this accessory. Great job moving from a clear white all the way to an orange. And then the best accessory by far, this one right here. They nailed it. You can see the split where the body part's supposed to be. It is one solid chunk. It's just that that's where it was attached at. It doesn't move or articulate, but that's fine. It's great. Fantastic job. Very much so worth it. I think for accessories, they nailed it. I think for aesthetics, they definitely killed it with all of the things that come with it. So now let's get into articulation. All right, in moving into articulation, he is pretty good. I mean, it's pretty close to the same as almost all the Jadas up till the point of this last run where they changed the shoulder articulation. He is the same. So you know what you're getting. You're getting your head joint, which is a double ball peg, and the neck, which is a separate ball peg. Pops in and out pretty easy. So head there with the neck. Can move pretty well. Down pretty good with the neck. Nice little side to side. Boom. Shoulders don't go up and down. It's a butterfly. It's a good butterfly. In fact, better than most of the butterflies, but it's a butterfly nonetheless. His arm can go pretty much all the way around. This part is floating, so you have to be careful of that. His shoulder comes out that far. You can get your bicep twist, double jointed elbow, pin and hinge wrist, same as the others. For the upper torso, not a lot of crunch forward, quite a bit of crunch back. Side to side is a little to be desired, but turns meh. Turn is better at the waist. In fact, his whole articulation at the waist so much better when you mix them. Crunch in fine. Goes back. You get some gapping, but a lot. Side to side, significantly better, but not much. Hips, pretty much all the way out. kick forward. You can get the knee going. Only thing that's ugly about that is you get the green in here. I wish it was brown. So that's an aesthetic thing. But ankle goes that far back. And this is malleable, so you can tuck it forward to get that far in on the ankle, which gets you a good slide if you're doing the slide pose for him. Or you can go forward. Not bad at all. So articulation-wise, outside of not having the newer model shoulders, which I'm just so thrilled with, he's fantastic. He moves really, really good. I think they did a great job with him overall, as is the whole line. The line itself is pretty stellar, but this Bison is really hitting the mark for me. I feel like his joints are a little less gummy and a little easier to pose than the standard release. That's just me. It could be the kind of plastic they use for the grain. It could just be that because it was made a little bit later, the body was handled a little differently in terms of, you know, the interlocking joint parts. But either way, he is wonderful. Definitely good. Now, let's go ahead and go into size comparison. First off, here he is next to the other kings of Shadowloo, the 4 kings together, and it looks great. He's the same size as the other Bisons, obviously, so you're going to get the same look all the way around. Looks great together. And here he is next to a McFarlane Scorpion and the Marvel Legend Gamerverse Wolverine. And I don't mind the Wolverine scale. Wolverine's a touch smaller, and when you crunch him in, he's going to look really small compared to this Bison. But obviously, McFarlane and Jada just don't mix. And last but not least, here's a little glimpse of him side by side with the standard release Bison. And yeah, they look fantastic either way. I like both. It's hard to pick. Although I would say from a shadowing and paint perspective, I really like the original release more. But yeah, either way, you can't go wrong. This is a fantastic figure. Alright, and bringing this review to an end with final thoughts, I have to say he is amazing. But you already know this. If you have the regular Jada release outside of the color swaps, this figure is fantastic. He was in, I believe, the second wave. Yeah, so he was the second wave of the line, at least Bison was in general. And then you had the Comic-Con, and it was him, and Dalsine was the other one in those Comic-Con releases. I don't have Dalsine, though I would love to get a hold of him, if for nothing else, his effects. But yeah, this was a fantastic release, well worth it. I was lucky and fortunate enough not to have to spend crazy aftermarket prices on them. So super happy to have them, well worth it. If you can find them out in the wild, I'd say pick them up. If you can find the original Bison, pick that one up too. So good. But that being said, I'm going to bring it to an end. Tell me which suit of Bisons you like. Me personally, I have a preference to the white suit from the game, so I do hope that they release a variant with that. But otherwise, that's it for this review. Thank you for watching, guys. I'm going to bring it to an end. I'll catch you later. Wolfgang's out. Peace.